When Terry and I reach the choir room, he begins leaking news of my situation to Mike Maxey, who explodes in a cynical, high-pitched cackle. Word then spreads to the likes of Blaze Mobley and the mouse-like creation known only as Archie Roden. I endure the typical catcalls, but it turns out to be nowhere near as bad as it could be, even with Doug Barrow bugging me relentlessly about it. The tardy bell saves me from any further taunting as Mrs. McCoy steps forward and puts us through our normal, brain-powdering musical routines. All the while a plan has started to form in my mind. It's forming somewhere in the back of my mind. The dark corners of my mind where all the light bulbs are burnt out and web-building spiders have erected playgrounds. The places where the repairmen simply refuse to go. A plan is back there to take advantage of this undeniable opportunity. I can't let Carla slip away from me. I glance around as the alto girls in the front row of the choir risers begin warming up. I want to just sit down and think about things, but Mrs. McCoy has us all standing up for the majority of the hour. I take a quick glance at the clock on the wall and feel disappointed by what I see there. When choir finally does end, the rest of the day swirls by in a slow rush of mundane slowness. I'm seriously considering asking Carla to go with me. That's the plan I was talking about. I don't know how. And I don't know when. But somehow. And soon. My heart starts pounding just thinking about actually doing that. Am I having a heart attack? I'm not sure. As the afternoon goes on, I officially make up my mind to act. Sixth period ends and I have gathered all the courage I can manage for what must be done. I walk with steady purpose through the flood of half-familiar faces squirming past me in the hallway, searching for one particular individual. I finally locate my target just outside the building. His name is Richard Smith and he shall be my messenger. I catch up with Richard, which isn't particularly difficult to do since he's quite slow, and ease him away from any stray listeners not immediately involved in my plot. I need you to do me a favor. My secretive tone awakens his curiosity.
What?
He asks, the lenses of his wire-frame glasses reflecting late afternoon sunlight and the skeletal branches of leafless trees. You know Carla, right?
Yeah, I have been with her.
Good. That makes things easier. Is she going with anybody?
No. She was going with Billy Rogers about a month ago, but not anymore.
Alright. That's good too. I need you to ask Carla to go with me.
Really?
He asks, shoving some pencils into his back pocket. Yeah. Just ask her for me, okay? And let me know what she says.
Okay. I'll call her when I get home.
Cool. Thanks. I proceed off towards Big Jim's. Richard joins me a few minutes later. He wanders over to Big Jim's freezer area to grab a Coke while I slip off to the game nook and put my books down against the wall. Danny Patton's Defender craft spits forth a dancing wall of offensive fire that causes clusters of Greenlanders to burst apart in clouds of metallic fragments. Meanwhile, on Star Wars the arcade game, the T-16 X-Wing fighter piloted by a babbling and clueless David Benson just clipped a defensive tower with its starboard S-foil wing. His shields flicker and begin to fade. Benson overcompensates on his pitch-roll ratio, sending the wounded craft careening through another tower, removing the top of the structure and obliterating the X-Wing's shield generator. David squeals like a mouse that has just been kicked in the groin. The X-Wing erupts in a fuel-fed ball of fire over the surface of the Death Star, mercifully ending his game. David, out of quarters, steps aside dejectedly. I sigh to myself, trying to act casual in my inner storm of both hope and trepidation. While watching Patton bringing ruin to the enemies of Defender and Benson being swiftly wiped out by tower-mounted gun platforms, I become seized by a sudden anxiety. Do I really want to deal with the complications that going with Carla is going to bring? I just jumped into something that I am in no way prepared for. I pull a smooth, metal coin from my pocket and take the controls of the X-Wing myself. I test the steering column in my hands, then slip the quarter into the slot. I choose to play level 1. Easy. I quickly find myself far from my earthly worries and immersed in a dogfight with TIE fighters above the Death Star. A squadron of enemy fighters darts around me, sending out chains of scintillating fireballs directly into my path. My quad lasers lance out, wiping out the line of fireballs one by one until I finally hit the fighter, causing the mess and crack it into pieces.
Use the floss loop,
says Benson, who is observing my game so annoyingly close behind me that I can see his reflection in the screen. Danny Patton, putting away a formation of gibbering green pods with a smart bomb and gaining yet another free life, directs a quick blast of profanity towards David in hopes of shutting him up without having to murder him. David retorts something about it being a free country and that he should be able to say what he wants. Danny mentions something about that being an interesting notion in theory, but it wouldn't stop him from sending a terrible beating in David's direction. Benson grows suddenly and uncharacteristically quiet behind me. While all that is going on, I meet my doom somewhere in the Death Star trench and my game is ended.